this little bit.
Right, so we're back. So
we're
listen,
we're black.
I played that one because, you know, I don't know. A lot of people, I don't know if they really understand that we're not going backwards. We're going forward, and we're going forward into the COVID.
Yeah, there's no more normal. This is the new norm.
This is, you know,
they call it the new normal.
We're basically in the middle of what you can determine as biological warfare. I mean, that's basically what's going on. And with that being said, people are going to suffer. And when I say COVID in the hood, right? Guess who's going to suffer? Who's going to get
all the niggas?
I mean, the hood's going to catch it first because you ain't had no stockpile. You ain't have, like you said on that was episode 3 that you were talking when you were saying about what you've noticed since COVID, how all the, the poor people or the blacks or in the neighborhood, everybody's out working, trying to, pay these bills,
trying to eat.
While the rich people just sitting at home feeding little Lassie and watching Bobby draw on the wall.
Doing TikTok videos with their kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but listen, that's just one of the things. The biggest thing that is the housing, man.
Yeah.
The housing. Now, when this first
wait
hit,
till next year.
Whoa! When this first hit, of course, we know about the rent moratoriums, and you don't have to pay your bills. And now they, Trump extended this by about a year, so that not about a year, but about a month. But eventually, that month is 30 days go by quick, right? And eventually, you're gonna have to pay your rent. We remember when we first started off with this whole thing, how they were saying that they were going to relocate the homeless. And they were saying that they were most susceptible because they don't have when you say stay at home, they don't have a home to stay at home in, and they're out on the streets. And with this thing supposedly being airborne and droplets in the air and all of that, they right there, right? So they're the most susceptible to the disease. And so they were talking about actually putting them in a camera. We actually went down and took a look at all of this. And so we have some video of it. Want to see it?
Yeah.
Here it go.
Here it go.
Good morning, man. You see that sky back there? It's crack of dawn. Getting up early. I'm trying to find out what's really going on with this coronavirus, man. It's like week number 2. We're getting into a more stringent lockdown. I heard they had some RVs over by Doc Wilder. RVs that they planning on putting the homeless people in. So we're going to check that out this morning. I just wonder, why would you want to put the homeless people in the RV? Why you just can't put them in like a shelter or building? Why you got to be something on wheels? Let's see. Man.
The people, they don't want to leave, man.
Oh, they don't want to leave. Look at this. This is a house, man. Look, these motherfuckers have built a condo. Look at this shit. But the hype on the side. What is this doing?
Hey, yo, Fred, let's go.
Pump something up. Pump up. He pump up some hot air to us.
Man, I told you we was gonna bring you the stuff, man. I told you what we was gonna do. Right? Alright, y'all. We're coming right here to where it's at.
This is the hub, man. This is supposedly where all of the people that might have the virus at. The LA County claims that these people are more prone to getting the virus than people are living in their regular homes and stuff like that. So they're trying to uproot all these people and put them inside of campers and stuff like that, and over about the beach and different housing. Now, these people, most of them are mentally disabled, and most of them on drugs, and they're not going to leave. It's going to be a challenge getting people from out of their tents and out of their regular, habitat, and put them in a nice, beautiful apartment or a nice, beautiful camper. So they say. We're going to see.
So the main thing you need to deduct from this is that all these people, if you see this is like an encampment, man. But keep in mind that this is prime real estate. You see this skyline right here, back here? You see that skyline? See them tall skyscrapers? Like, this is only 2 or 3 miles from $1 million properties. $1 million properties. So these people are in the way of them continuing to develop Los Angeles. And keep in mind also that the Olympics is coming to town. Olympics is coming to LA in 2028. They cannot afford to have these people running around. So while you're sitting up here talking about the coronavirus and I'm gonna get sick and this and that and the other, the coronavirus is actually something that the government is using to accomplish their agenda. And they have a lot of different, their agenda is vast. It's not just one part, but this is one part of it. And this homeless thing has been a problem in a lot of major cities across the country for a while. And the whole thing about it is that people have rights. So they cannot suspend their rights. They can't just tell people, you know, they can't just pick them up and tell them to go home because they have no place to go. There is no home. So they've been allowing them to stay out on the streets, and they have been having these different housing programs. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to money. If these people aren't working, they can't really put them in any type of dwelling, because that dwelling requires a mortgage. The bank owns it, and somebody gets it from the bank, and they have to pay a mortgage. And if you got people in there that's not paying any rent, they can't pay the mortgage. So as a result, they're still on the streets. So they're not getting jobs, and they're not moving, and the builders, the city developers cannot continue to develop because they're out on the streets. This is a big appendage on their budget, on their bottom line. This is a liability. And all you have to ask yourself is whether would you rather have an asset or a liability? The government is a business. Do you think they'd rather have an asset or a liability? This is a liability. Once they clean this all up, then they have more access to assets, which is the land that they are on. This is an asset, but it's a depreciating asset as long as you have all these tents and homeless people walking around. So just imagine it's cleaned up. That's what this whole thing is all about. And not just in Los Angeles, but across the United States, across the nation. Like I said, in all the major cities, in New York, in Colorado, wherever you at, in Las Vegas they have it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you see homeless people where you're at. But in Los Angeles, they have 79,000 homeless.
You know, there's people sleeping on the curb, on the ground, basically. And as you can see, there's nobody out there feeding anybody. But usually, every Saturday, there's people out there giving up coffee, they're giving up soups, they're giving out, you know, sandwiches. But nobody's walking around because they think that the people downtown LA are subject to getting the virus faster than anybody else.
Look at this building right
you see, look, it's quiet, there's no homeless around. They literally pushed the homeless all the way back over there because that's where everything's at as far as the missions. They don't want them running around here. You know what I'm saying? They don't want them. They call them zombies.
All right, so you just got to put the pieces of the puzzle together. See how they building these buildings up? They're going to look like these nice buildings that we just seen.
Yeah.
They can't do that when you have all these people, and this is about money. Come on, people, wake up and realize this is about money. More money than you could think about. Yeah. Most people. Because most people not thinking about this. They're thinking about their everyday life. You know, I gotta pay the rent, I gotta pay my car note, I gotta pay my insurance. They're not thinking about hundreds of millions of dollars that's being made daily. The kind of money, each one of these people, somebody owns each one of these buildings. And each month they get paid. Now if it's 30 or 40 or 50 or even 100 units in there, and they all getting $2,000 or more per unit, you add that up. You add that up.
Each month.
Each month. Okay, and then you add that up over a year. How much is that? That's hundreds of millions of dollars yearly that they can't get because people are down there. All right. So we are now coming off the freeway into
the supposed encampment. But they're going to put the homeless at. They're going to try. Like I said, you've seen the last shots of the footage that we filmed with the lady. Man, it's going to be a task. Man, it's going to take an army to take people off of their encampment area to a whole different looking area. This is a nice area over here. This is considered El Segundo. What niggas live in El Segundo? For real, though. Keep on that. Trust me. Look at this view. Who would want to live by the ocean?
Listen to that. Wow.
Listen, man, look at that.
Oh,
I ain't got to do
Baby, listen what I'm about to do. I have enough money. I'm about to get up in my car. I know I live in a tent, but you thought I didn't drive a car. Baby, I'm about to load up my 4 dogs. Get in my car.
Ain't nobody said you could have a tent in a car. You just assume that I didn't have a car.
Right, you just assume that I don't have all the necessities.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in my car, because listen, I'm not going to Dock by the beach, and I will go lift up to a hotel.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move from one homeless encampment
To
for you
another
guys
one.
to move us the fuck out. Then how are we getting
Let
back?
me ask you this. But why do you think that they are trying to put the homeless people in a camper instead of a building?
Because listen to this. They don't care. Listen to how much money you're taking to move all these campers, get them ready, and then listen to this. You're not putting a bunch of homeless people in one area and think that they're going to listen to your rules.
Exactly.
So you're going to have
Like
somebody
prison.
out there. Then you're also not going to put the National Guard there at gunpoint to make them stay there. Then you didn't think about these homeless people that you're moving have drug addictions.
Right.
Baby, your disease is going to be way bigger than that tank and that gun.
Woo!
Baby, I don't care what you're talking about. Listen what
That's
you need to know. If these people can't get off drugs right here, what makes you think a gun gonna scare them? They still rob, steal, and do whatever they need to do for their addiction. So you gonna take them way out there so they can go rob the white folks? Because that's all that's out there, Dock by the beach.
They're gonna put a wire fence around it like a encampment camp.
So listen what I said. When you put that wire around that encampment, listen, that is illegal imprisonment.
Right.
Baby, if you want me up somewhere, then you better go rent one of these fucking hospitals. You better go rent a hotel.
What's up with SRO?
Well, now listen to this. So I hold a voucher. I'm looking for a house right now.
Apartment or
How
house?
does that process work? Give me the scoop on that. Because
So listen,
if you have a
if you're
voucher, you're
outside-
going through with that.
Right. So if you're
how does that go?
outside in a tent, you can get a voucher faster than if you live in the Mission, because when you live in the Mission, the shelters, you're actually housed.
Right.
Though you're homeless, but you're housed homeless. So you actually have a place to stay, and you can stay there for up to a year. They got a year to give you a voucher. When you're outside in the
How
tent,
hard is it to get into the mission?
well, right now the missions are closed. They ain't taking nobody in.
Whoa!
I didn't know that.
Oh, I know that. I just wanted her to say it. I can say it, but you ain't gonna believe me. But
The
somebody
city
that's
officials,
going through
they
it right
need to
now.
know that
Yes.
they have already closed
Yes.
down these missions. They're not letting the people out the mission. If you want to stay here, you're going to stay on quarantine, and you're going to follow by the rules. And he said you have to stay in the house except for major appointments. You better have appointment slip to get out the building. They need to educate these people on this virus. They're telling everybody this virus is highly contagious, but what they didn't tell you, this virus been around since '93. You already been in contact with the virus.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Why y'all trying to scare us now? Y'all didn't tell us about it in '93 when y'all killed, listen what I just said, when the Chinese president killed the doctor who actually contracted the coronavirus, and he had what? He had the cure. He didn't want him to tell everybody about this virus. So they killed him off. What you should know, I'm telling everybody, you guys are really seriously going over an epidemic that's already been here.
That's crazy.
What you need to know is they're not educating. This is what you don't hear on the news. You're hearing wash your hands. You're hearing wear masks.
Right.
You're hearing wear gloves and hand sanitizer. Baby, you should have been wearing that.
Right.
There's way worse other diseases. Staph infection is more out here on Skid Row than
And
coronavirus.
that's terrible. I had staph when I was in the pen.
And staph eats up your flesh.
Whoa.
They didn't do no
Staph.
national emergency for all these people walking around with holes in their body.
Yeah.
Listen to what I just said. There's been so many epidemics, but this one they just want to blow up because it's about that time for
Election.
everybody else to lift up on big money, so we're going to scare you, because this is why I asked them, why are you guys buying all the toilet paper and water?
Yeah.
That's not going to stop the coronavirus. You should have been on the immune aisle, the dishwashing liquid aisle,
Wow.
washing your hands. Listen what they're not telling you. You do not hear on the news, they're telling you, you need to keep up your immune system. You need to eat a lot of vegetables and nourish your body right now.
They
Because
say that right now it's bugs and vegetables, no worms and vegetables.
so listen to
Tell you to
this.
stop eating it.
Plague every 100 years. There was one in 1820, 1920. And what year is this? This is 2020. So you
Damn.
just need to read what it really is. Quit listening to these folks that sitting up. I don't even know where they sitting up coming up with all this.
Dang.
Then they're not telling you the truth. Listen, the people that now they're telling you about all the people infected, but you do not hear right behind. Well, 122,000 people infected. We have 66,000 cases that recovered. See, they're not giving you the whole story.
No, they ain't.
They're lying to you by omission because they're giving you
what they want you
they're
want
giving you what
to
they
support their
want to
agenda.
suppress you.
Yeah.
And you guys are following through. All this, you don't got rent for 4 months. No, baby, that's not free rent. You still got to pay it back, so why quit paying your rent? Like, listen to how they're training the world. Oh, you don't got to pay rent for the next 4 months. You get alleviated. No, alleviated for the time.
Why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think, why are they putting people in a position where they can just sit in the house, postpone their rent, postpone their bill? What do you think the overall goal is down the line?
In debt.
Not only in debt, but also to create poverty.
Whoa.
It's too much. Listen to what you're creating right now. These people not paying their rent, them not having no jobs. Listen to how much the homeless population is going to go up. Election time. Now, I'm going to need some help because I'm going to house all these homeless people if you vote for me. And listen to what happened over this summer. We had an epidemic, and now all these people are homeless. So if you vote for me, I promise to take this money and do what I say I'm going to do. They're lying. It's all tactics. It's all tactics. And it's real sad.
You don't trust them?
Hell no.
Listen to what I'm about to tell you. I don't trust them and I don't believe them because listen, after the first president got his thing sucked, like it told me, he was just as human as the nigga standing next to me on the street. And baby, he got impeached. He liked his head. He didn't even care about what his wife was going to think. He was in the Oval Office getting it. So listen to what I'm about to tell you. After they put this big Cheeto head motherfucker in office, listen to what he said 20 years ago.
Who's the Cheeto head?
Donald Trump. Listen to, he was on the Oprah Winfrey show 20 years ago, and listen what this little stupid fuck said. You know, if I ran for president and they voted for me, all these idiots.
He said idiots?
Stupid people. One of those, listen, go look it up. Donald Trump predicting into the future of him being president.
On Oprah.
On Oprah. Listen, I don't get scared now. I do hand sanitize with Lysol and stuff, but I pray every day.
Right. Every day.
I pray every day that I get covered by the good Lord with His grace and His mercy, and that He allows me to live my life and breathe air through my temple. That's why folks can't save you. I don't care where they move everybody. All you're doing is moving it around.
Like chess pieces.
Then you can't quarantine the whole fucking world.
All right, guys. So we're going to get to the bottom of this, man. If you want to find out more about this, you're going to have to check out our documentary, man. We're filming a documentary. Where is the money? Where is the money going? That's what we really want to know. There's trillions of dollars that are coming into the United States based on this whole coronavirus and the fact that it's a national emergency. And we really just want to know, where is the money going? They're going to give you a little bit, but they're going to use a whole lot for a lot of other things. So that's what we're really trying to capture. Because this coronavirus is nothing new. It's nothing. They put this thing together for a reason. There's a purpose. There's more than what they're telling you. You got to quarantine you. Well, this is the one thing about the quarantine. Hey, how are you? Do you know what these campers are for? You just don't want to tell me. You could tell me. Come on now. Huh? You don't know anything? So you just... Your first day? You don't look like this. You don't look like a day one girl. You swear. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. They didn't tell you nothing? What'd they say? Just watch the campers? That's it? Is there anybody over here? You haven't seen nobody? Okay, all right.
Listen, dude, man.
Why, if they weren't going to put them people down here, why was it such a
I think it was. I think it was. It's an idea.
This is the county.
No, it's an idea. Yeah, nobody lives here. Obviously, I believe it now. Nobody lives here in the campers, but it is the campsite, ladies and gentlemen.
It does say campus. Whoa! Oh my God!
They're gonna get this all to themselves. Look at this nice camper. It's nice inside. Microwave oven, stove, and a TV, and a remote control. Good footage. It's good footage, and an AC. Because fully equipped. I want one. How you doing today, sir? Man, have you heard the news? Have you heard the news? They putting the homeless here, right?
No, what?
Only.
It's going to be for the people that test positive
Right.
for the virus.
Oh, so not just the homeless, period.
There are no homeless down in there. This is a health department. So people that need to be quarantined and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
That's where they're going to be.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what
So
about
where the homeless gonna go?
They said that on the news that the homeless people are going to be coming down to Dock Water.
They changed it.
And they're going to be putting them into the campers.
Oh well, that's
as,
thing.
as a way to get them off the streets because they are the most at risk for the coronavirus.
Yeah, for downtown LA.
And they have nowhere to. So that I get it.
What?
That's what they're telling them.
What?
They're telling them, we're going to put. That's what they're telling the neighborhood. We're going to put the people that are potentially test positive in here, but in all actuality, they're moving the people from Skid Row.
Skid Row.
So we'll be full of needles and shit on the.
Yeah, see? I figured you were going to say that. Yeah, just beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, needles, dope dealers.
Good old Gavin Newsom and that other fucking.
Yeah, they fucking up. They fucking up.
Gossetti and Newsom.
They fucking up, man. They don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
Look at this place.
Hey, we was downtown. The
Wait
people.
a minute. You said it's gorgeous. It is
Of
gorgeous.
course. Listen.
Right, so why do you want to pollute it with needles?
Listen. Downtown, the people, they don't want to come. They don't want to come. We talked to them already.
Because it gets cold down here at night, by the way.
That's what they said.
That's what it said. It gets
That's
cold.
exactly
really
what
cold.
they said. That's exactly what they said.
I think that
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I had to come. That's why we're here. I couldn't believe it.
Because I'll be honest with you, I come up this path 3 times a week.
And everybody got dogs downtown. Pit bulls and stuff. Yeah, where the dogs at?
It's going to be like Venice Beach. This will be like Venice Beach.
It's going to be worse than Venice Beach.
Oh, you guys don't like Venice Beach?
No, I don't, because of all the needles and shit on the beach.
Yeah, Venice Beach is like, it's crack
How long
beach.
you been in this area?
38 years.
Wow.
A long time.
Are you from Australia or are you from
London.
New Zealand?
London. Yes.
London. I love London, man. London's fly.
So here's the thing.
And hail to the Queen.
You're going to get 1 or 2 homeless people putting that we'll call it that one there, the
Yeah.
Philippines, right? Within the first few days, he's going to be texting all these amigos, and they've all got cell phones.
They're going to sell shit. They're going to want to sell stuff.
So instead of 2 or 3 people there, there'll be 9 or 10, and it's going to be a disaster.
Disaster.
Fucking disaster. They said they're going to hire private security to keep them here, right?
Right.
Well, what about the poor security guards? They're exposed to it then.
Yeah. But
Oh,
what about...
that is private security. Allied Universal is private security.
Yeah, but they don't do shit, though.
They're already here.
Oh, are they?
What about the maintaining
maintaining
the cleanness of each other? Because they're nasty downtown. They're filthy. They're filthy. Never happen. You got cans here, bottles,
Needles.
potato chip bags. You know, how they gonna do their laundry?
How long have these campers been here?
The first batch came about 10 days ago.
What?
That was just...
So they do have a plan.
Who knows?
Yeah, they got a plan.
And I bring them down here for
The
nothing.
problem, although this is what they call a Manhattan Beach, Redondo bit, this is called Dockweiler Beach.
Right.
This is a state beach.
Oh.
So the state can have
It's state owned.
Yeah, the state get to have a say in it, which means all the Gavin Newsoms, etc., get to put their fucking foot in the door.
Yeah. That's thanks.
Wow.
It's bad, man. It's bad. You can normally what tipped me off when they first put them up there. Normally, I mean, these are nice. Don't get me wrong.
They're very nice. I want one.
But there's usually the big long ones that cost like 350 grand.
Right.
The really big ones.
Right,
right. What was that?
With the satellites on top and all that crap. And I'm going,
The ones the movie stars have and stuff
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
All they have. I don't know if you've ever been to a UFC game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They bring
You
them down there.
you've
The
seen them,
alumni.
right? You've seen them, the ones at USC.
That's how they camp out hard.
Oh, I'm going, these are not the normal caravans we have.
They ain't.
It's not the normal ones.
No, they're not.
Did you notice that they were all from Ford?
And they're all,
All for
that's the
Ford.
thing, they all look the same, don't they? I'm going,
No,
yeah,
they got
all
Ford brand.
So
All
and
this
Ford is
Ford
an
brand.
American company.
Yeah.
So it appears that Ford has, well, you know, the government has contracts with Ford. All of
Yeah.
their vehicles, a lot of their vehicles, you see the police cars and stuff, they're all from Ford. So it appears,
Ford don't stock these things. They must have got them from one of the local dealers.
Had to.
I don't know where they
They
got
can
them,
afford.
but they're all Ford.
A dealership will sell it. Then you have to buy. You got to.
Listen.
I never noticed that. Yeah, you're right.
They, somebody has to pay for this stuff. So, you know, Ford has a contract with the government, with the, like you said, the state. They have their vehicles. That's how they stay in business. If it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for the government and the state buying their vehicles, Nissan and all these other foreign companies, car companies would have been overtook the car market. But that's how they stay in business. Ford and GMC, that's how they stay in business, by supplying the government with their vehicles. And we see all Ford vehicles out here, so it makes sense that you say, you know, it's a state beach, it's all Ford vehicles.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing is to follow the paper trail. You know, you got to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and then you'll see the full picture.
Well, you don't want to do that.
Uh-oh,
I don't want to follow, no. Just beat line through it all. You know?
We're trying. Hi, Larry. Hi. All right, y'all. Love you.